Hello, salve discipuli and salve omnes. A quick one here. We were going over a lot of antibiotic usage. If you etymologize the word antibiotic, anti means against, bio means life, idic is just pertaining to, against life. And when you take an antibiotic, we're seeing how you're a little crooked first off, and second off, how we tend to overprescribe antibiotics a lot, which is leading to not only, diseases that have, drug resistance, but also we're dealing with all these other gut issues, and they speculate that maybe the exorbitant amount of antibiotics just prescribed in general, affects the gut flora in a way where maybe it helps people actually absorb more than they actually would, which is leading to the obesity epidemic. I've heard that kind of hypothesis. I've heard that, it's just wrecking it. Not only takes the, antibiotic against life, not only does it nuke the bad life, but also the good bacteria inoculating your gut, right? If you think about it, the mouth to your anus is actually connected to the outside world. If I were to actually spread out my butthole and go, which sounds really awful, I'm sorry, but if you think about it, it's like a tube. If I had an example, for instance, think about like the channel, for instance, right? It's this tube that goes underneath the water connecting London or the UK to France, right? Inside that tube, there is no water, but all around it, there is water. Like if I took a PVC pipe, bent it, submerged it underwater, but kept both ends, engaging with air, everything within that PVC pipe would be air, and everything around it would be inside the body, right? Because the kidney is inside the body. But the colon is kind of outside the body because it interacts with the outside world. The kidney does not, for instance. Your pancreas does not. But your esophagus, if you think about it, is just this long tube, mouth to anus. Sorry, I keep on saying it. But you eat food, goes in this way, and it comes out another way. Just a big old tube. And then during that tubular process that's happening, you absorb the nutrients in your small intestine. And if you deal with gut issues like me and other people and stuff like that, that's where you lack the absorption maybe, or you have a permeable gut membrane where a lot of the food that you eat actually seeps through the intestinal wall, the epithelial tissue, into the bloodstream. And that's where you don't want food particles and nutrients to be really before they actually get fully digested and then stored in the colon, which is really what the colon is to do. It's just storing that poop from the ascending to the transverse to the descending, skibbity-bibbidi-bop. Now, I haven't even gotten into what I'm going to be talking about right behind me, but I thought I'd just give you a little anatomy lesson there. Consider it, think about it. If you didn't know, now you know. Now your mind is blown, because everything, I'm gonna go off on a tangent, and it's already been a long time. So, something that we realized with penicillin, thanks again, Alexander Fleming, creating mold juice, spelled M-O-U-L-D, mold juice. Bleh. But it helped treat syphilis, which actually etymologically comes from syphilo. Syphilo is the name of a shepherd that had sexual relations with his sheep. That's all I got for you with that one. I think it's actually from a poem. Look it up for me, comment it below if you're more curious. You have the power to master your own universe, and you got thumbs. You have opposable thumbs that can go tick, 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 tick. Because almighty Google can answer a lot more questions than me. Because I have to ask almighty Google sometimes when I forget certain things. However, this also comes to the term vaccine that I haven't actually etymologized in a while. So it comes from the Latin vacca. Remember, in Latin, these are pronounced as W's. Vacca, vaccine, vacca equals cow. And what is it? Well, Dr. Ed Jenner, not related to the Jenners by any means, took cowpox and basically, he observed that basically cowpox was utilized. He inoculated people with the cowpox because those cows that got cowpox also developed a resistance to smallpox, and then they took that, inseminated it into people, and it turned into the first vaccine to treat smallpox. So if you didn't know, now you know.
Temper says to scale, right?